get this energy level up. Anyway, I'm just going to start the thing real quick because we got to give people some time to log in. So I'm going to cue the music. Hey, what is up?
The
We are in
sky.
different places.
The sky is up.
Oh gosh, that's so corny. So we are in different places. I don't know. I mean, I did my Facebook story, which expired already, but I am in Hollywood, California. To the chat. If somebody's joining us, please just say what's up so we could see who's on.
Yeah.
But we are talking about intimacy on this episode, right, Kendra? You ready for this talk today?
Nope.
Well, you better be ready. You
Oh,
better get
okay.
ready. Get ready. The rails in like 5 minutes.
No, do
It's a
not do it.
5 minute discussion.
No, please.
Intimacy.
Oh God. Okay, why are you in California and why am I here?
Because I wanted to get away.
That's just wrong.
I am in LA, out with Julian, who was on the red carpet. He actually did the what they call a filter on TikTok for the "We Have a Ghost" movie that is out, or should be out on Netflix. So, matter of fact, I do have a picture to show everybody, and here we are. All right, let me see.
Hi.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I know. Well, I had to do one at a time. I don't have my regular mouse, so it's a little bit harder for me to navigate with the biometric thing.
Horrible.
So yeah, so we're having a good time out here. Julian walked the red carpet. They had all the photographers out there, and it was kind of a little bit of a fun thing. So I took a bunch of video and pictures, and he had a good time.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, but good old Hollywood. I'm actually one block from Sunset Boulevard or the Sunset Strip, and then we walk down Hollywood Boulevard where all of the stars are. Stars in the sidewalk. I mean,
Well,
it's
I
like,
saw lots of stars in the sky when I was sleeping.
oh, please, I'm so tired right now. My body is so out of whack. But I'm like, yo, you know what? I got to do my best to get my energy up for this here show.
Ooh, energy sounds appetizing. Okay, so I'm in Georgia still, and I have been running around the state, or at least the metro Atlanta area, trying to help out my brother. And that's a whole nother story for another episode, which is like family, what to do for them and what not to next. So, okay, so we're going to talk about intimacy. So maybe Jason, I'm using my researchy brain. Why don't you ground us in the definition of intimacy? What does that mean?
Oh, really? Do we have to sound like that?
That's how I sound.
No, it isn't.
It is so.
That's
Now,
how you sound right there. Right there is how I sound. You
pointing
talk
is
like that.
pointing is disrespectful. Okay. And when you try to come home and you're like, Kendra, stop playing. Why the door's locked and the stuff is deactivated? Then disrespect.
All right.
Mhm.
Anyway, look, we're
Ahead.
going to talk about intimacy today. So, really, I say intimacy revisited for this episode because, when you start out, we talked about dating last week, right? And when you start out with somebody and you start dating, you know, the intimacy levels could be a little high, or quite high. And then you get married and you have kids and you're working and things, and the intimacy could kind of, fall by the wayside. But I do want to make some distinctions, and I would like anybody who's, watching this, whether you watch this as a recording or what have you, is to chime in and put some comments out there. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Um, so what I really want to say, I want to differentiate intimacy from sex. Uh, Intimacy is what could lead up to having, and I think it really gets down to how you engage each other. Um, spend time with each other, play together, really have like a good time, just really enjoy each other's company. And so when you have those moments, when you have more of those moments of intimacy, and it's not just holding hands walking down the street, okay? At least that's how I'm interpreting it. It just gives you, a better relationship, and it makes sex easier. Um, it makes it, and just having just honest conversations with each other. That's how I'm.
So yeah, so it's the energy or the connection you have with a person, right? And intimacy could be your friendships, right? That you have with people, the connection that you make with them. You want to be in their presence. You admire them for their strength or um, a talent that they have. You are, um, I think for me, it's about having a intellectual connection with someone, as well as a physical one, an emotional one, because all of those things make people, for me, attractive, right? That's how I want to be in your presence. I want to hear you laugh. I want to have the conversations with you. I want to go deep in those moments. And I think that's the precursor. So going back to last week when we were talking about dating, when a person is you're trying to figure out that connection, right? You're exploring whether that connection can sustain versus the infatuation or the novelty of dating someone and sort of getting to know them. And when you start to go deep in that relationship, you're like, wait, this person, like we are vibing, which is why it's very difficult to describe or to put a tangible word. Like love is not necessarily tangible. Um, so when you say like, I just got this feeling, well, part of that, a little bit of social science here, part of that is that we are emotional beings first before we're rational. Everything that we respond to is stimuli first. So in my connection, so to go with to talk a little bit about you and I, Jason, one of the things that I really liked about you was you were very open. Like you were what's a different word? Like if I asked you something or I need a favor, you were like, yeah, sure. Right. And it was just like, oh, this person just wants to help. Like you were not expecting anything in return. And
Yeah, and
so that helped me
yeah,
in
go ahead.
that helped me with starting to build that connection with you and wanting to know more about you.
And I would say it's mutual. I mean, you go back to the early times when we started dating. It was, I mean, you're always in the corner, in my corner, being supportive. I mean, like little stuff, right? Helping me move to Staten Island. Just, and then we would have these moments. I mean, we were going out, hanging out. I don't know if you remember, we went to the jazz club in Manhattan one time. What was the name of the club? Anyway,
Fat Tuesdays.
yeah, Fat Tuesdays. And but we just had a really great time, and we weren't dating.
Mm-mm.
We weren't dating in the least bit. There was no like to this, jazz club, you're gonna hang out with me. It was nothing of the sort at that time. But we just enjoyed each other's company, and we always laughed, and we always had a ball. So, you know, I think, of course, like I said, sometimes that can get away from you, right? When you start working and raising kids, and the daily grind starts hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Going out to Fat Tuesday is like, nah, we're not going out.
Tired.
We tired.
So I'm wondering, for maybe those who are still young in their marriage and maybe beginning to explore and stuff and to use a term here, the rat race starts to begin, right?
Yes.
The work and children or other family obligations just start to move you away from that. And so, going back, while I wouldn't change anything that we've done because it gives us the lessons, if I knew now if I knew then what I know now, then I would be more cognizant. So to those who are, maybe you're still dating each other, in a serious relationship, you're still exploring, and things are starting, you going, it's not as exciting as it used to be. I want you to sort of take stake into why that is. Is it that you are really getting into the minutia of sort of day-to-day life, and you need to put a pause? So this goes back to other episode we talked about well-being, right? Taking stake of our physical and emotional well-being, our community well-being, our financial well-being, all of those areas, those components that when we're off kilter a bit, could lead to what we all talked about last time too, was being unbalanced, could lead to tipping the scales so much that the social emotional aspect of our well-being, which includes intimacy, begins to wane. And so, but again, for those who are young in this, or you hitting with a bang your relationship, and then you're saying something is changing, the warning signs are there. Like, you can actually do a timeout and start to reevaluate, or revisit those things, and begin incorporating that back, and really taking stock, like, what's driving you away from each other, that you're not having some of those moments again. And some of it is legitimate. You're just tired. You need an opportunity to rest and refuel so that you can give as much to your partner. But then when you do, and you refuel together, then I think it's going to be important for you to have that opportunity to spend that time, or to gather back again and be with each other.
So I wanted, look, let's change the trajectory of the discussion a little bit then too, right? So, like, how do we become more intimate, right? Becomes a question. I really like to hear what other people are doing. If you're watching this now, or recording, what are, I mean, we could go first, but I mean, what are people doing to, improve intimacy in their relationship? There is to know, because look, we don't have all the answers, and I do want to just make this real quick statement to anybody who sees this. We're not trying to act like we're professionals at this. This is really, these are topics for everybody to discuss, and hopefully, as a community, we just all get better in the end. So, I'm always, listening for ideas and thoughts, and
yeah, we're trying to get better.
Yeah, we're trying to get
We're
better.
trying to get better, and we're using this community, this forum, to gain wisdom from folks, and to help us find ourselves as we're trying stuff out and seeing if it works. Like that, I think that's the other thing too, is being able to take a risk. So you asked the question, Jason, what does that look like for us, what have you? And I think when we made the commitment, one of the commitments, at least, to visit somewhere or to go somewhere once a month, whether it's work, some work and fun, or just strictly a vacation. I think that is one way that we are enjoying each other's company and increasing our level of intimacy, right? Because we could almost sort of get rid of some of that noise in the background and just focus on the time we have together. Just, dinner together, a walk together, a game together. I mean, we watched the Grammys and I was pretending to say the lyrics from Busta Rhymes song, or
I dare you right now to try to sing some of those lyrics.
I can't.
Let
nope.
the people hear you sing the lyrics.
I got to practice on that.
This is about intimacy. Let's get close.
Yeah, right. No,
just to be close.
Oh, and you're singing.
See, yes, sing the lyrics. Come on.
I refuse.
All right.
But I'm just saying, at least I was throwing my hands.
This, folks, is how intimacy fails.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Take a risk. Sing Busta Rhymes song.
No, I know. Nope. I just shook my head and was like, come on. I was rooting him on.
Okay.
I was the hype girl. I was basically the little mini Flavor Flav for him. So, but I'm just saying, part of what we're doing. So that's one thing we're doing, right? We're doing this show. And sometimes we sit down. I'm saying sometimes we're getting better at it. We sit down like, what are we going to talk about, right? And just even the conversation about what we're going to talk about. Or I get to watch Jason with the Oculus 2 on his head as he's trying to. I don't know what you're doing. It looks like you're swatting flies. Whatever.
Well, now I'm meditating. I have the Oculus and I'm meditating.
Yeah, that right.
If anybody's out there who uses any kind of
virtual reality
tools, can't use any kind of psychotropic drugs or anything, just be careful.
You use some psychotropic drugs while you were using the Oculus?
No, I'm just saying, like, as I was sitting, so I downloaded this program called Trip. TRIPP, and it starts out with a flower, and I'm like, if anybody is smoking or doing any type of drugs and then they do this program, they are going to be messed up.
Well, just be careful with using any virtual reality headset. It's actually virtual reality. There's not real tables and chairs, so don't go sitting or leaning against something, because I have witnessed the Jason thinking he actually was sitting or putting something down on the table, when in essence that was just a virtual thing. With that said, I'm just saying, like, little things like that. That's actually not so little, but there's things we also like to do separate, right? That helps to fuel our own personal enjoyment, right? Jason likes to play golf and ski and motorcycles. I don't want to do any of that, right? I'm good with a good movie. I love to go to the movies or watch a movie. I'm good with taking a walk. Like, I'm pretty simple. I'm not, I don't want a lot of wind in my head, my face.
But I mean, I do all of those things with you. I mean, I like taking a good walk, or get on my bicycle and ride around the community, or ride to the supermarket and go by the lake and sit there. And I mean, I do all of that stuff.
I love museums. I love arts things. I love musicals or Broadway shows and a good play. That's my. So there's times where we do things separate, and then there's times when we do things together. And I think that's important too, right? Absolutely. To have our own identities and our collective identities. And so, any chance I'm like, Jason, go out or go do such and such. Or I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go do this with a set of friends or something like that. And again, then we come back and kind of share what we've enjoyed. And, I'm like, that's great. It gave you fire and energy, and what I did gave me fire and energy. And then we do stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah. So to your point, intimacy, again, this comes down, and Not in that way, folks. But really loving yourself, spending
It
time
could
with
be in
yourself.
that way too.
Well, it could be, but I
Yeah.
wasn't going there.
Hmm.
But it's I think when you're good to yourself, um, and you love yourself, because we worst critics and we could get in our own way. And
Hmm.
I know I've done that to myself. I've gotten in my own way, and I just, I would tell people, look, go out and enjoy yourself, because then you come back and you can enjoy, your partner, and just have a good time. So, you know, one of the we didn't talk about this. I mean, I cook pretty much every night, which I've enjoyed doing. I mean, I've been eating some really good meals, which I am going to add to some live streams. We're going to have some cooking. So if anybody who's watching this wants to see like some of the food that I'm making, and it's coming by way of some free tickets for people if you want them. If you're interested in seeing those, let us know, because we
Hmm.
can actually go live on some of those that are, when I'm cooking those meals.
Yeah, we've been enjoying. So we had this conversation with my mother last week about dinners. And I think there's something also as part of an intimacy piece. Like people have gotten away from, let me not generalize. I know a few people who do not eat together, right? They've gotten away from sitting at a table and eating a meal together. A child is over there eating, someone's at the couch eating. That's something that Jason and I have consistently, we have not done that. We have been consistent with eating dinner together when we're together, right? So when we're in the house, unless something is timing is off or can't make it, but if we're here together, we eat dinner together at the table. We do not eat dinner at a couch. He's not eating one place and I'm eating somewhere else. We eat dinner together. And when our kids lived with us, we ate dinner with them too. They ate with us. Like they
Well,
could not get away with not eating dinner with us, which started the conversation about lots of things.
yeah, and I think some of it comes from, we didn't have, nobody had TV in their room, right? We only had the TV in the living room,
Hmm.
and I think a lot of that just fostered having that relationship, you know, in a common space, and we didn't allow the kids to bring food to the room, so you didn't get your
Right.
food and then go back to your room, because for
Yeah.
those who know, kids don't clean up their
Yeah.
so
And roaches. Let's
and
just say it. Roaches and mice.
roaches and all kinds of
Nope.
ants and everything. Yeah, no, we didn't
Mm-mm.
play that.
But we had the best conversations at dinner, right?
We did.
It
We had
was
great
it was
conversations.
we talk about anything, politics, faith, uh fun. We crack jokes. Some of the corniest jokes are said at the dinner table, but this is the time for us to connect. And so dinner and food in our family is it's also how we sort of come together and bind, right? It definitely is. When people say
Mhm.
you break bread together, in our household that's how it's been. And so there's lots of things we find out from our kids or find out about our day when we have dinner. And that also is intimacy. That's another part of connecting with each other and listening listening for how people are feeling and what they're thinking and what's keeping each of us up at night and what's giving us that energy. And so that's another piece. So bringing up food, I'm glad you brought that up. We eat dinner at this table right here. That's our table. See, you're not at it, Jason.
I know.
So that's okay. I ate a robust salad. It was delicious with some garlic thyme organic crackers on the side with some brie. So I had a good dinner. It was delish. But I did have some salmon earlier, and that was delicious. It was couscous.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I think actually it's I'm going to the Soho House on Sunset Boulevard.
Sounds expensive.
It's not actually. It's pretty decent, but it's a membership spot. So
Mm,
fortunately, You
You
know,
going to
I'm not a member. I'm going as a
you going with
guest.
somebody who's a member. Okay, well, eat up. Are they paying for the bill?
I don't know. You know what? They should have an account, right?
So don't start taking don't do like like our family members. You get a napkin and start putting stuff in the napkin and putting it in your pockets.
Oh, for real? So the napkin I got,
Oh, or you can, depending on what it is.
I'm gonna get
Bring
my
it
little Ziploc bag and like,
and
oh,
pour it
look,
in. So
looks great.
yeah, I did it. Add a little something something to it.
Yeah, your hair looks great. Who cuts your hair on the sides?
Let's see. You see the side look?
Who
Yeah,
does that?
that would be Benny, the barber over on
No, I don't think so. You know, you need to see people the truth.
what?
Tell people the truth. Who cuts your hair? Who's been cutting your hair since the late 1900s?
Is it
Me.
appropriate to point right now?
You could point because you're pointing to me.
Am I? Let me see. Is it
So
that way?
everybody knows I have been cut since the 1990s,
Yeah.
right?
I got nails.
Oh, those are pretty. Are
They're
they
green.
green
They're green.
for Notre Dame?
No,
Yeah, well, you're going to Notre Dame and you're going to have green nails. So
that's April. I'm not gonna have green nails at Notre Dame. It's March though.
play lotto or something because you can't have green nails and not have any money in your hand.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in the morning. So we have like 4 more minutes.
Right.
So
And so what I'm going to start doing is, you know, at a certain time, I'm just going to start playing music. And that's going to be your hint that it's almost time to go. So, folks, today was our discussion on intimacy. If anybody has any other suggested topics for us to discuss, and again, for all of us to hash on, please put them in the comments. Please put them in the comments, and we'll add it to our discussions. What you gonna say, Kendra?
nothing. I was waiting for you. I was like, music. I was trying to listen to that music. It's all right.
Well, I could do other music. I mean, this is just like simple lounge music, you know. But it's supposed to be the hint, like, you know, this episode is about to be over. You know, like when you on a award show and they call your name and you start talking too much.
Yeah, and some people just don't. They literally don't stop.
And they keep, well, then the music plays though, right? A hint that we're about to go to commercial, or in our case, you know, about to do the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
so Jason, when we leave, are you going out? I'm gonna just hang out here.
yeah, I am so tired, to be honest, and but I am going to dinner because it is only 5 o'clock here and dinner is at 6.
Oh yeah, and with LA traffic, it'll take you about 4 hours to get there.
You know, the airport is 12 miles away or 14 miles away, and I get there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I swear the first driver just drove around in circles before he got us to our hotel.
That sounds like fun.
But we
so yeah. So before we close out or whatever, maybe just to finish out this conversation about intimacy, you know, all the things that we talked about, those components of intellectual and social, emotional connection and community connection and friendship and sort of that deep understanding of who a person is and appreciate them. I just say, I appreciate you, Jason.
Well, thank you so much.
You've always been in my corner and you've always been a cheerleader, an encourager for me. And you have had dreams and goals and you know, belief in me even when I had some doubts. And so I appreciate that much, which is why I love you. Just that to me is how and why I'm so connected to you, because I need that in order to be whole. So I just wanted to share that.
I am a better man because of you.
Oh, don't you start crying on here.
I'm not crying. I'm saying the truth.
Okay.
I am a better man because of you. I mean, like I said, we've known each other now. It'll be 38, almost 39 years, and you've always been a supporter and an encourager as well. And look, you've held it down when I was out there trying to make some things happen, and that's what it's about. But we've been a perfect team. I think we've been, because then that makes like we can't improve, but we've been a great team. So,
All right. Well, with that,
we want to appreciate everybody who's watching. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, submit your comments. Have some more discussion. Let's see what everybody has to say. I'm curious to hear how
For
people are improving their intimacy. So with that, folks, have a good night or enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are.
oh yeah, it could be daytime. All right.
That's right.